So, tell me about yourself.
Okay, I studied at university. I know Python and also JavaScript and React and Docker. I don't really know what else to say.
If that silence made you a little uncomfortable, good, because almost every IT professional has been James at least once. Tell me about yourself might be the easiest question in any interview, and the easiest one to get completely wrong. Not because your English is bad, because nobody ever showed you how this answer is actually built. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and at the end, I'll hand you a 30-second template you can use in almost any IT interview, one you build yourself in your own words. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They treat this question like a biography. University, every technology they've ever touched, every job since 2015, personal details nobody asked for. But tell me about yourself isn't a life story question. It's a positioning question. The interviewer isn't asking who you are. They're asking, are you the right fit for this role? So instead of a life story, you need 4 sentences. Part 1. Who you are. Just your role and your experience. I'm a software engineer with 5 years of experience. 1 sentence, nothing else. Part 2. What you specialize in. Your technical focus, not your entire tech stack. I mainly work with Python and Django, building back-end applications and APIs. Part 3. What you've achieved. Proof that you're good at this. In my current role, I helped improve the API response time by 30%. One real result. A number makes it concrete. Part 4. What you're looking for. This connects your past to their opportunity. Now I'm looking for a role where I can work on larger scale products and grow as a back-end engineer. That's the whole structure. Who, what, proof, goal. Let's hear it side by side, because the difference is bigger than you'd expect. Here's a typical answer.
Hello, my name is Alex. I am 29 years old. I graduated from university in 2019. I like programming. I know Python, JavaScript, React, Docker, Git, SQL.
Technically correct, but it says a lot and tells the interviewer almost nothing. No focus, no result, no direction. It sounds like a list, not a professional. Now the same person, using the structure,
I'm a back-end developer with 5 years of experience, mainly working with Python and Django. In my current role, I build APIs for a fintech platform, and recently, I helped reduce response times by around 30%. I'm currently looking for a role where I can work on more complex systems and contribute to a larger engineering team.
same amount of time, completely different impression. And that's before we even talk about the specific phrases doing the work here. So let's look at those next. Quick but important detail. Natural. I'm currently working on less natural. Currently, I work on. Both are grammatically correct, but native speakers slide currently into the verb phrase. It just flows better, and it's the version you'll actually hear in meetings. A few more phrases worth keeping in your toolkit. My current role involves for your day-to-day. One of my main responsibilities is for a specific duty. I've worked on for a project, not just a skill. I'd like to, softer than I want to, useful for goals. You don't need 50 phrases. You need 5 or 6 you can use without translating in your head first. Now, this isn't only for developers. The structure stays the same, but every role fills it differently. Here's what it sounds like across 5 IT roles.
I have 3 years of experience in QA, and I specialize in test automation. My current role involves maintaining our Selenium and Cypress test suites. Recently, I helped cut our regression testing time in half by rebuilding parts of that suite. I'm currently looking for a role where I can lead test strategy on a larger product. I've been working in DevOps for about 4 years, focused on AWS and Kubernetes. One of my main responsibilities is managing our CI/CD pipelines. Recently, I migrated our deployment process and brought downtime down to almost 0. I'd like to move into a role with more ownership over infrastructure architecture.
I'm a data analyst with 2 years of experience, mainly working with SQL and Python. I've worked on several dashboards our sales team uses every day. One of my models recently helped identify a revenue trend that shaped our whole Q3 strategy. I'm looking for a role with more exposure to predictive analytics.
I'm a product designer with 6 years of experience, specializing in UX for mobile apps. I've led design for 2 major feature launches this year, and one of my redesigns increased user retention by 15%. I'd like to work somewhere closer to a data-driven product team.
Notice, same skeleton every time, but a completely different voice. That's what makes it sound natural. You're not memorizing someone else's script. You're filling it with your own truth. Let's put it inside an actual interview, start to finish.
Tell me about yourself.
Sure. I'm a back-end developer with 5 years of experience, mainly working with Python and Django. Right now, I build APIs for a fintech platform, and recently I helped reduce our response times by around 30%.
Nice. And what do you currently work on?
At the moment, I'm mainly focused on our payments API, keeping it fast and reliable, since it handles a high volume of transactions. I've also worked on onboarding 2 junior developers this year.
And what are you looking for in your next role?
I'm currently looking for a place where I can take on more architectural decisions and work on larger scale systems. Somewhere I can keep growing as a back-end engineer.
Notice something? The candidate never sounds rehearsed. Every answer uses the same building blocks, but adapts to the question. That's the actual goal here, not a memorized script, a flexible structure. One more thing before the template. Pronunciation. Say this out loud. I'm a software engineer. In natural speech, that's not 4 separate words. It connects. I'm a software engineer. Almost like one word. If you pronounce every word slowly and separately, it actually sounds less natural, not more careful. Try it 2 or 3 times, a little faster each time. I'm a software engineer. I'm a software engineer. All right, here's what I promised at the very beginning. Here's the template. I'm a backend developer with 5 years of experience. I mainly work with Python and Django. In my current role, I build APIs for a fintech platform. Recently, I helped reduce response times by around 30%. Now I'm looking for a role where I can work on larger scale systems and continue growing as a backend engineer. Don't memorize this word for word. Interviewers can always tell. Use it as a skeleton and fill it in with your own experience. Before you close this video, pause it and answer 5 questions out loud in English. What's your role? How many years of experience do you have? What do you specialize in? What's one result you're proud of? What are you looking for next? Now put your 5 answers together and say the whole introduction out loud, not in your head. That's the only way it turns into something automatic instead of something translated. Remember James from the beginning? Same experience, same skills. The only thing missing was a structure. Now you have one. One structure, 4 parts, and you won't freeze on this question again. See you in the next one.